What's up, guys? So today I was really curious about testing out what the level of resistance from resistance bands really were. So I have purchased the Black Mountain brand of resistance bands here, which accompany my home gym workout program. So if you'd like to check that out, go over to my website. But I was curious just exactly how much resistance you get out of a band. The resistance that was marked on the actual product itself seemed really low, but it did feel like I was getting a good amount of resistance, so I decided how to test it out. So I went to Walmart and I purchased one of these luggage scales. Pretty simple, pretty easy, pretty cheap. So it goes up to 80 pounds. It has two dials. It has a red dial, which represents the pounds, and then this black dial will actually move and then will stay, so that way you can actually see your measurement, so you don't have to worry about where you're getting your measurement from there. So, and then you can always turn it back. Now, my setup for the test was to take the lowest, the middle, and the highest bands within the set and put them up here on my pull-up bar, place a handle here, and then I would use the handle to hold the resistance bands as I pulled them down towards the floor. So I made sure that I took the black handle of the luggage carrying case here, or the luggage scale here, all the way down to the same spot on the floor every time. Now, and then I also measured the distance starting from the top of the bar where the resistance band sat all the way to the bottom of the carabiner here, the carabiner clip. So I measured from the starting position, and then I measured how far the band was stretched all the way at end position. Now, I've already gone and done all the measurements and computed the results here. Now, what I was planning to do was to see if doubling and adding resistance bands to each other was an equal continuum of resistance. So first, I took each measurement of each resistance band and then compared it to the estimated results, or the estimated pounds of resistance from the actual company itself. So as you can see, the estimated results, the yellow was 2 to 4 pounds, green 10 to 12, and then red 25 to 30. Well, it was greatly different between these lower bands here. Obviously the yellow was 15, the green was 25, and red ended up being 36. So it was actually pretty close to its recommended resistance. Now, one of the key things to note is how far I stretched the band. So at resting length, the band was 24 inches. All the way to the floor, the same spot that I hit every time, stretched it to about 65 inches. So it gave us a grand total of stretching it about 41 inches, which ended up being roughly about a 270% increase in the length of the actual band. Now, on the actual product itself, it recommends not stretching the band more than 300%. So we were definitely under the range there, but pretty close. And at 270% stretch, we got these pounds of resistances. So then I took the bands and put them together. So I did yellow and green, and then yellow and red, and then I did all three. So between yellow and green, I got 40 pounds, which, if you actually add that up, is pretty spot on. So 15 and 25 ends up being 40 pounds. So yellow and red, so yellow, I roughly got about 36, but you could say it was almost 35 pounds, adds up again. So 15 and then 36 ended up being 50 pounds. Now, where it was a little tricky, because it was a little difficult to actually get the scale all the way down to the floor with all three bands, I did get a wide range of resistances depending on how hard I pulled it down or how fast I pulled it down. So I took the average of all of them, so I averaged maxed out on that scale about 80, and then hit 70 a few times. So I roughly got about 73. So if we add all of them up, we pretty much get just about that. being only a few pounds off, then perfect. So it's safe for me to assume, based off of this nothing experiment of mine and data, that each resistance band will add its resistance to the other band if you add them together, if you take two bands to improve and increase your resistance. Now, of course, all of this is said and planned with the idea like you really need to monitor how much weight you actually have on your resistance bands. It really doesn't matter, it's just arbitrary. So if you're going for lifting heavy, you're not getting it in bands, but it's nice to know exactly what you might be getting out of your bands. Because the real point of the bands is to really just learn how to track movement, move the joints, and add a little bit of resistance to that movement and get you ready for actual free weights. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Please let me know how you liked it in the comments below. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and a like, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We'll see you next time. Have a great day.